Alright. Welcome back to Legends of Lorr. The intro's gonna start again and again and again. Weirder, different every time. But, say hello, everybody.
Hello.
No.
Wow. Alright.
Oh.
Last we were here, we started the session with what essentially was a return ambush on the poacher camp that Cyrus and Merman tracked their way back to. However, the battle wasn't fought alone, as 3 more individuals showed up to aid in the fight with their own dragons. A Haish, a Wyvern, and a strange black dragon that seemed to make Cyrus's dragon, Zenith, uncomfortable. Although the black dragon rider did not stick around to make introductions, the other 2 did, introducing themselves as Salem and Tessara. Freeing the poacher's catch and cleaning up the camp of any valuables, the lot seemed to team up and agree to head back to Camp Quoth to finish their Ankari initiation. It is here that we begin. You all are in the sky and steadily making your way back to Camp Quoth.
Also, game is paused.
Unpaused. It is just Salem, Merman, Cyrus, and Tessara at the moment. And I would say by now you'll have made it around here. What are you doing?
Flying.
I mean, we can't really talk. We're flying.
Sure, you can
just
just
hear
scream.
this yelling, you
If
know?
there's anything we're doing with the dragons, I suppose.
Down here!
Alright. For some of you... Oh, what?
No, I'm good. Continue.
Okay.
Oh, I was gonna say, Cyrus is taking Zenith a little bit higher up in altitude to get a little bit closer to the sun.
Okay.
And as we're flying, I think Cyrus is a little more comfortable after the initial run of flying. So he's going to reach out with the bond and ask Zenith, Are you a male or female, or what? I'm curious.
You feel a tugging of attention down the line, but you don't get a response. They don't know how to respond to you on that front.
Right. You're just Zenith, then. Fair enough.
Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. For some of you, the feeling of riding your dragon is still very new. But what took you hours to even days to traverse now rushed by below you in a matter of minutes, and even the slowest dragon going at speeds considered dangerous by most beings. You've been flying for at least half an hour now, when some of you circling back from time to time to allow your slowest to keep pace. However, without saddles, you are growing tired. You're not sure how much longer your legs can continue to hold. Please roll me a dex save.
Shit,
have a
y'all
saddle?
gonna die.
I thought I had a saddle. Since I've had my wyvern for like...
Then, yeah, you can skip the save.
Yeah, that's not just chilling.
Yeah, it's these guys. Fuck you guys.
I believe we did something with a rope.
Points
Does
and
that give us
laughs.
advantage?
Yes, it gives you advantage.
Okay, this is a dex save.
Let's just do a basic dex roll.
Oh,
Straight dex.
It's a...
Okay.
Sorry.
20.
20.
I'm not rolling in Foundry. Wow. Okay, I just rolled a 4 and a 5, so my highest roll is a 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
And can I get a perception check from you, Cyrus?
23.
Okay. For those of you that passed your checks, you have no issues holding on just a little longer. The rhythm of wing beats is easy to follow in order to sit your seat as steady as possible. However, Merman, whether it's from exhaustion or from the fight, or the still new experience of flying, you feel your legs, your grip begin to slip. And if you don't find something to steady yourself soon, you may fall.
Something to steady myself.
You have
He's a slippery dragon.
You have the rope.
Yes.
So, next roll would still be advantage.
Okay.
Is there anything you want to do while we move
Other
up?
than that,
You could literally do anything. Actually, you would
well, he's getting tired. I don't think he thinks he's gonna fall, but maybe he'll try and see what he can do in terms of controlling Azuma and get him to kind of come a little lower over the trees.
Mm-hmm.
Just so if he does fall, it's not so far.
Okay.
But yeah, he's just testing kind of how to control the dragon, because he got on the dragon. Dragon knows to go to Santiago Bosi, but doesn't. Merman doesn't know really how to control him in flying. So, like leaning to the side to see if he goes right or left, and yeah, that sort of thing.
Just roll me a basic d20.
Let's see. I can just do that in here.
Mm-hmm.
That one's easy. Low rolls.
It's to make up for that stellar introduction you did yesterday, or last Sunday.
I know, yeah.
The human blunder.
He's tired.
Merman is getting very tired, and although he is trying to figure out a way to get Azuma to be able to go lower, Azuma doesn't seem to register that, and he continues to glide at the same height.
Okay. Excellent.
But so far, it looks like you have a good hold of those ropes, Merman, and you won't be falling.
Okay.
What was that? All right, the perception check. Cyrus, almost over 100 feet up in the sky. Actually, the trees alone are 100 feet, so yeah, you're way over that. 100 feet over the trees. You can see a shape coming up from behind the group. At
Like shapes.
at breakneck speeds.
I will, through the bond, tell Xena to what's the word for it? To dive a little bit or lose altitude, and I'll shout to the others that are below me, incoming!
I think descend is the word you're looking for.
Yeah. Yep.
You
That's
all
the word.
finally fall into a decent pace, almost to your destination, when a loud whistling sound from behind you catches your attention. And thanks to Cyrus seeing it before you hear it, please roll me a dex save at advantage.
All of us?
Yep, all of you. Absolutely all of you. Nice.
Oh, you're safe.
Actually, I probably shouldn't. It should probably be Tess, because she's the one that's, like, driving.
You still have
I'm
to be
the
able to hold on to
passenger.
test, so...
Oh, the holding on save. Okay. I got a 22.
Double nat 20.
I got 21. 21?
Alright, so we have a
Okay, well.
22, 21, a 25, and an 18. Awesome. Your dragons dart to the side with a sudden flap of their wings. You manage to hold on and keep from sliding off your mount, as a blur of oily black and gold zips through your group at speeds that send the winds whipping in a wake as your dragons are drifted off left and right from the air current. It seems your friend from before is also heading back to Quoth in a timely manner.
Timely.
Soup.
Mushroom just like flew past us.
Mm-hmm.
Sure did.
Yep.
Okay.
Damn, you ever heard of a blinker?
Well, I didn't turn, so no.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
traffic
right.
laws? God.
For flying?
Yeah, air
Don't
traffic
think that matters.
laws. Air traffic laws are a thing.
I think as soon as that happens,
I'm gonna need you to take a breathalyzer when we land.
Cyrus is gonna mutter so only Zenith can hear, and he's just gonna say, "Asshole."
Uh-huh.
You feel
how does it... Oh, sorry.
You feel a rumble of laughter come from Zenith. Go on, Merman.
How does Azuma feel about that?
He's pissed.
Drive by. Yeah. Merman is too then. Okay. Silent. Anger.
Tess feels fine. She's just happy that it's an excuse to make Salem cuddle up to her.
I am now painted the asshole. That is wonderful.
Well, Simic, you did remember I told you that I threw a
Yeah, I remember.
javelin at you. Okay, good. All right, cool.
As you approach Camp Quoth, you watch as the black dragon makes a dive into the broken crevice of the dome of... What would you call this? A fucking temple?
Sure.
Of the
That's what we're
temple.
calling it
Yeah,
now.
like a temple.
From where you are flying or sit, you can hear all the dragons around them screech in less than happy tones. Reshram, you are first to land at Camp Quoth.
I just kind of put my hand on the fucking back of this thing's neck, and I go, "Really? Must you do this?"
Your dragon gives you like a very intimidating pure white side eye, but doesn't seem to respond.
So be it. It will come the day where we throw hands.
How do you guys land? How are you? Actually, I want you to roll me base d20.
Oh, wrong
Tess,
person.
you are at advantage because you have flown before and know how to land your dragon.
I would still say I'd probably go last and let everyone else land first and go last just because he's awkward to take off and awkward to land, you know.
Alright, still roll me. Salem, you don't have to roll, obviously.
You said D20, right?
Yeah, just a regular d20. Cool. Alright. Cyrus, you are next to land. How do you
yeah,
do so?
As we approach, I'll just tell Zenith, "This is your show. Want to show off?"
They pretty much take the reins from you and do a backwards dive and spin into the dome, just catching the air under their wings as they reach the ground, fast enough to stop their momentum so that they land with a decent thump, but still on all fours. Cyrus, you are
Yeah.
second to land. Merman, with Azuma having picked up a temper after that drive-by, or flyby, really, that once slow speed has suddenly picked up a few miles per hour. And you take a small dive just barely over the trees to catch the wind current up the cliff. And he's not graceful. In fact, actually, he clips the side of the temple and scrapes with his claws to push him off and back up into the sky as he then
Makes sense, yeah.
leaps over and into the dome. How do you handle this landing?
With disadvantage, I would imagine.
Actually, since you rolled an 18, I imagine you managed to stay on just fine.
Stay on. Okay.
Um.
He's holding on for. I don't think it's a smooth ride. I think he's getting like
Yes.
wiggled around all over the place across this smooth back. He's holding on to these ropes, and when he lands, it's probably really hard. And he's just like, feeling air knocked out of him. But he will try and compose himself and kind of slide off the side to catch his feet, and look casual, even though he's probably feeling a bit shaky after flying for the first time.
Oh yes, the sky legs.
Yeah, and also like just he's not good with heights in general. Yeah.
Tessara and Salem, after Merman is third to land, you guys are close behind, and you get a lot of strange looks from human or humanoid and dragon alike as you come riding in on something that is not usually seen on the island. He takes a little bit more to land as he has to circle the massive arena before coming to a steady halt in the sand and creating quite the dust storm as he does. We are... and of course, Salem's dragon is close behind, minding her own business.
Enjoying herself.
Yeah.
Taking in the sights. I literally, think of him as, a big fat goose.
Ignore the dragon in the center. I couldn't... My fucking... Whatever. My tablet broke before I could edit the picture. Okay. Two are together. I would say that Zenith definitely took spotlight. As she landed. He landed, they landed. Looking at people. Alright. You're all back in the arena that you basically started in. Your dragons are landed. There is a commotion from all the already currently tamed mounts looking at you from the branches and steps as you enter. What do you do?
Well, Salem gets off the wyvern. She's gonna just give him some head scratches and be like, "Well, it's gonna be nice and you're not gonna have to lug me around anymore, huh?" And she's gonna just go over to her dragon and just, for probably the first time, really just, stand in front of her and just, make eye contact. And just kind of, try to feel what's going on.
Reshram will approach the group and he'll go, well, you'll have to forgive me. My little asshole is very ill-tempered.
I'm just gonna like walk straight up to him, like just slide off my dragon, walk straight up to him, and just offer out a full hand, like bro handshake. And I'm just gonna be like, same. glad to know that I don't have the only asshole dragon in the group.
Well, a pleasure then, and he'll shake your hand and he'll give you a nice solid squeeze.
Cyrus is gonna dismount, but he's gonna linger back with Zenith and just he's got a ring on his left hand, and he casts light on the ring and just kind of like just gives Zenith a little, extra light in this dark arena. Or a darker arena, I don't know. Is it shaded or is it inside?
It would be. It's inside. It's
Okay.
covered by the dome with a crack, like a large crack in the top of it, large
So
enough
it's not
for
like
dragons.
glass.
Yes, large enough for dragons to get through.
Oh, so it's got good light then.
Yeah, that's where you guys came through. That's where you entered.
Okay, but it's not direct sun, so
No, it's
yeah.
light rays.
Yeah, he's gonna cast light on that ring and just kind of give pat Zenith for being the best landing out of the group. But as soon as Reshram approaches and apologizes, Cyrus just folds his arms in front of his chest and just stares at him.
Oh, are you the grumpy one of the group?
Your asshole makes my dragon uncomfortable. So naturally.
Well, fun fact, it also makes me uncomfortable.
Cyrus just kind of like quirks a little bit and just like narrows his eyes at you. All right. I didn't expect that answer, but
Listen, there's going to be a day, and it might very well be soon, where me and Ravnus duke it out.
all right.
There's a snapping
Anyways.
of jaws as
Well.
Ravnus seems to agree.
You Anyway, the name's Reshram, and he'll put his hand out to shake yours.
Takes a moment.
Keep in mind, this
But-
arena is massive.
Yeah. It takes a moment. Just kind of like. I'm gonna insight check you, just to see what your vibe is. Is that okay?
Sure.
Damn, I wish I could do that to people in real life.
You did do that.
But I wish I could do it more efficient. I wish I could just roll,
Get a
fucking nat 20 on
response.
people. Yeah.
26.
26. That's huge.
That's what she said.
You don't really get a vibe from him. He's just kind of chilling. He doesn't seem hostile. He doesn't seem friendly. He just seems like he's here.
Cyrus will hold out a hand. Cyrus.
A pleasure.
Merman,
He
how
just
are you
nods.
feeling?
Merman is kind of ignoring Reshram. He's just he's kind of paying attention to what Azuma is doing, and also like looking around this big arena. Is there anyone else, like any indication of what we're supposed to be doing? Like, is there not like somebody of higher rank, or
Actually,
we just come here and we're waiting?
One second.
Okay. He would be thanking Azuma for the flight. but with thoughts, not words.
Azuma seems to be almost like coiled around you. But he is glaring at Ravnus, and seethingly so. Like, you can hear him hiss as he breathes. He's very puffed up, adder looking, kind of ready to
Right.
strike.
Well, let's go introduce ourselves. He will kind of step around Azuma and go and approach Reshram. He won't. He'll just kind of look at you kind of sideways and say, "Hello. What's your name?"
Oh, it's a pleasure. My name is Reshram. You the one who threw my javelin back?
You threw it at my dragon.
No, it was just very bad aim on my part. You have to forgive me.
You should give my dragon a little more space then.
I'm sorry. He was right next to somebody I was trying to help you take care of.
Yes, you were doing a great job all the way up there on the rock.
Well, thank you. I'm glad you noticed.
Roll a persuasion check. Or not a persuasion check, but like just a basic d20 roll.
Me?
Yeah, Merman, please. Sorry, Merman. Actually, you know what? You too, Reshram.
Extremely bad roll.
Extremely good roll.
Zuma lurches forward in a hiss and a snap of his jaws as he becomes almost uncontrollable in anger and feeling like there is a threat. Whereas Ravnus gives Azuma a stare of death, like they are not afraid. There should be some talking to one's dragons before something gets out of control.
My, your dragon is quite uncouth. Maybe handle that.
Azuma. Not now.
Persuasion check.
Man, I'm just giving mine rubs. I'm just
Let's
checking him over, making sure there's no scratches, checking his saddlebags, you know.
I would say that Drowza is watching the impending fight.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
is
both are.
he is very interested in
We're both like standing next to each other, and it's like when one of them starts talking, both of our heads like synced, move back and forth between each person.
I rolled an 18.
an 18. Okay. With that command, Azuma recoils his neck and backs up to your side, but does not take his eyes off of Ravnus, who I would say they're probably both staring each other down with daggers.
I go, all right. Listen, he just shakes his hands out, like, shakes them to free them out, and he's like, let's put this behind us, shall we? Let's just move forward. There's no need for this. I made a mistake and almost hit your dragon. You have my apologies.
All right. We may have to work with each other, so it's probably best we try and get along.
Indeed, and I will work on that. And he points to Ravnus. God does not like to do favors, so. And then
Yes.
for a split second, he realizes he messed up, and you see his lips tighten.
Before any other sounds or questions could be made, there is a shadow that passes over the dome. And another screech and whistle is heard as another dragon seems to land. This one you might actually recognize as a young Avic dragon lands with someone on its back. Sunder, if you would please introduce yourself as your dragon lands in the light of the dome, dust pillowing around and settling to reveal the very familiar black and orange and red Avic dragon that you saved not too long ago.
Yeah, as you see this dragon land, there's this hooded figure on top of it. As the light goes across him from the sun, you can see this crude-looking metallic mask. Almost looks like a skull across him, underneath the hood of the cloak. And as he hops off and pulls himself off the dragon, a plume of dust goes out from where his feet hit, and you hear a thud. And he seems to be looking around for someone, possibly the people that saved his dragon.
Sorry, the check marks just went off in my head. I'm kind of dumb. It's fine. Oh.
First, before turning to this newcomer, how is Zenith doing with the proximity of Ravenous?
They are scales that you didn't think could lift are lifted, and wings are flared out in an owl-like position to express posturing and a threat that they do not like.
Right.
They are hissing and moving their head side to side in a threat display as if they will attack at any moment. If
I'm just gonna aggressively start sneezing.
Cyrus is gonna just kind of stand in front of Zenith. Hey. It's okay. If, not here. Alright?
Persuasion check.
Wow. 19.
The posturing doesn't stop, at least not immediately, as Zenith lowers their wings, but their scales seem to rattle and shake as they watch Ravenous with an uneasy eye. But before you can really take any more, investigate that anymore, there is a loud clap of hands, only from one person, as that woman you saw before you left with the long braided hair walks out of one of the arena doorways. Congratulations! You, all 6 of you, are the first to arrive back to Camp Quoth with your dragons. Amazing, actually. Most don't usually make it back within their first week.
But I have been here for more than a week. Smile.
And I have dealt with worse.
Sunder just watches the lady, just kind of like, okay. Still like pays attention for like 1 second to her and then just continues walking towards the closest person.
Hess is just like arms crossed, leaned back against Rosa, just kind of like watching everything.
What does Sunder look like to us?
He looks like a he's wearing scale mail, looks like covering almost his entire body. But a lot of his armor looks pieced together. You cannot see anything beneath it.
Are they wearing like a mask or anything, or a hood?
It kind of looks like it. It's a full-headed armor piece, helmet. It looks like it's tied together with wire, and across his body you sometimes see like these tubes sticking out, going to different parts of his armor. You even see like every so often, when he gets off his dragon, for instance, you see like parts of his armor kind of move around as if being pushed by hydraulics or some sort of magical force to help him with certain tasks. But it just looks like a very crude armor piece walking around. But you can't see who's underneath of it.
So a little out of place looking, but otherwise also, not a good, head protection. Very, very good choice. Not enough people have head protection. Truly, a rock to the head is the most unfortunate of way to be beaten in battle.
Yes. And Sunder knows that very well.
Reshram looks to the lady and he goes, "So, what's next?"
Well, first I need to assess your dragons.
Oh, be very careful getting near mine.
I won't have an issue. I assure you that.
Maybe you could teach me not to have an issue because I have a lot of them.
She walks up to Ravnus, and although Ravnus does seem like they will strike at any second, this person doesn't seem to show fear as she approaches. And Ravnus almost does something you don't expect. Or rather, does something you almost don't expect. They lean their head down and allow this woman to touch them.
Oh, now this is some bullshit.
Being a dragon priestess will get you a lot of boons, she says, as she goes over Ravnus's condition. It's very strange. Where did you find this one?
I don't remember. Character? I just remember you told me some stuff about my backstory, then we got it, and then we met up with the others.
What's action?
So I fill her in on where I found it.
Just gonna stop that for a second. Really? In a cave?
What were you expecting?
What you have here is a very, very uncommon, let's say, morph. You don't commonly find soul dragons in caves, and this is the result when one cannot escape a cave.
I suppose that makes sense.
I'm just questioning how you got this dragon. She's gonna, I don't know why, but she's gonna insight check you. Okay. Roll higher than
Gonna
11.
roll?
Yeah.
You're just a sussy guy.
Sure am.
Well, you rolled higher than an 11, so. She shakes her head. I have not heard from our scouts of an eclipsed soul on this island. So I certainly hope you do not have a part to play in why this dragon is as it is.
I didn't even know how they became like that until you told me.
What have you named this one?
Ravenous.
Ravenous. It seems she likes the name.
Well, at least that's something we have in common.
Yes, you do have some bond that you are going to need to build. She says as she turns on her foot, her heel, and goes over to you next, Merman.
Merman would sort of nod respectfully and ask, is there anything we can do about... some of our dragons are uneasy around that one.
She looks back at Ravenous and then at you, Merman, before sighing. I can't say that there is. It's unfortunate. It is not this dragon's fault that they are this way. As far as I know, no soul would willingly go into the darkness and stay long enough for their scales to turn black. It will probably just be a matter of discussing with your dragons not to attack this one. As for you, she says as she looks at Azuma, who I wouldn't say is as respectful as Ravenous was. His fins are definitely flexed forward in a posture that would be to assert dominance. But Sabin doesn't move. She doesn't even seem the least bit scared. And I'm going to roll. Okay. With a natural 1 against Sabin, Azuma lowers his head and allows her to assess him, though he does not seem too pleased about it.
Shouldn't have rolled so low, Azuma.
Bombastic side eye. She looks over him. What are these marks on his neck?
Out of character, what are we talking about here?
The poacher's rope.
Yeah, the poacher snare.
Oh, okay. Yes. I saved him from, me and my companion Cyrus over there.
Cyrus waves.
Helped to rescue this one from poachers.
Poachers?
Trying to capture him. Yes.
On this
It
island?
seems. Indeed. And it's not just the ones that were capturing this one. We found an entire camp. And he will reach into a pocket and pull out the folded note that he took off the captain. Talks about the Ravkova Dominion and their quota dragons.
We were able to kill the whole camp.
Good.
Quite easily. Didn't
With the help
exactly
of-
send their best men.
With the help of pretty much everybody here, except for this new person. Hello.
Sunder, when he hears that, literally just like quickly looks around until he almost like mechanically like locks on to you, and just like, hello. Yes, I am new.
Yes. Also, it seems that you have bonded with the dragon that we saved.
He turns around, looks at the dragon, just gives a curt nod, and goes, "Yes, I've named them Corelight."
Good name.
Very good name.
Sorry for interrupting.
She seems to still be looking over Azuma, though she definitely took the books and no, you have the ledger, not you.
I have the
Yeah.
ledger.
Definitely took the piece of paper after going over it and tucked it in her breast pocket, or what you would assume is a breast pocket. Before she goes back to looking over Azuma, I assume you already know he is a male.
Yes. Saw the markings along the brow.
He's still very young. He's very impulsive. What did you name him?
Spirited. Azuma. The storm.
Fitting. She turns to Zenith now. Zenith shows respect because Zenith knows what a dragon priest is. And I wouldn't say bows, but definitely croons their head forward. Fuck it, you know what? You have a female soul dragon, she says. I don't see those very often. I'm done. I can't fucking hide the gender anymore. I keep fucking saying she.
Yeah, uh-huh.
She croons her head forward and allows Sabin to assess them. You definitely have a soul dragon, female, and with no offense to Ravnus, but is in much better condition.
Well, we found her on the Sunning, actually.
Where a soul dragon should be. What did you name her?
Zenith.
Very lovely name, very fitting.
So wait, does that mean will Ravnus be black forever?
It's possible. Most eclipsed soul dragons don't live.
Ah.
But as hard as it is to believe, yours is healthy.
It's good.
So what you were saying before is that Ravenous was trapped in a dark cave?
Something
That's
of
where
that.
I found her.
Something to that effect.
You see a little bit of empathy on Cyrus's face.
You would see the same on Herman's. But you don't know the source.
Cyrus just waits for what's her name again?
Sabin.
Sabin to finish the assessment.
She finishes up the assessment. Everything with Zenith seems fine. She's gonna walk over to the Avic dragon next. Corelight. You said this one's name was?
Sunder gives a quick nod and goes, "Yes, I've decided that is her name. Or him. I do not know dragon genders."
You're correct. Small spurs and lots of plumage. This is a female Avic dragon.
She is very pretty.
She also looks like she's been through some trouble. I assume this was from the poachers, since you seem to all know each other.
I do not know these friends. Or possible friends. I honestly don't know them. I just
She looks to the others.
was going to actually thank you guys.
Give a thumbs up.
Sunder gives a thumbs up back.
You're welcome.
Sabin gives a whistle and outruns quite a few medical personnel, or at least that's what you can assume they are, as they have long fitted gowns and hoods with a symbol on them that those of you who were born on Alberus should know is the medical symbol. And they flock around your dragon, Sunder, to take a look at its wounds and hopefully recover, or help it recover, as Sabin then walks over to the wyvern, the very uncommon draconic creature that stands before her, and she is confused. Wait.
Before you say anything, I'm not the one who took his arms.
Cyrus chuckles.
Shut up. I'm chuckling at that. She is. She looks at you, Tess, and I should have remembered you. You are the one that was ordered to come here because of your special companion.
She kind of like, her normal composure being like goofy, just kind of like briefly breaks for a second. Like a small frown comes through before she goes back to just smiling.
I don't need to do an assessment of your dragon because you already know everything there is to know about them at this point. But I appreciate you volunteering all the same. She says as she moves over to Salem now. What is Salem doing with their dragon?
Salem faces the priestess and gives a salute and stands at attention.
Ah,
Ma'am.
a trained soldier. You're not the first, but you certainly won't be the last. I hope you will last long.
The subtlest eye roll from Cyrus.
She's going to approach Taylor, and Taylor gives her the same treatment that she gives Salem. Aloof, basically really only there because she has no other choice. But Sabin goes over her like normal, makes sure she doesn't have any wounds, and she nods in approval. Well, you do have some work with this one. Seems they've got quite the personality of their own. But
Yes, ma'am.
you have a very good dragon at your disposal.
She meets my approval as well. She's already done much for me.
Hold on a second. Dog. With that, she steps away and looks to you all and says, because you are the first 6 back, it is easy for me to assign you into the groups you will be sorted in. Congratulations. Look at each other. You have all met your chain. You are only as strong as your weakest link, so be sure to keep each other strong. You each will have your own assigned dorm rooms after a majority of the surviving Inkari get back. Until then, please feel free to let your dragons have their time and go to the mess hall or something, library. It's never bad to do more research on your dragons. I am going to give this, she wiggles the piece of paper, to Lukiel. We need to talk about
But
this.
if you have any more questions, I'm free.
What was your name again?
Merman Tradewind.
Merman Tradewind. I'll be sure to. And with that,
Salem also steps forward,
Oh.
and she holds out the ledgers. We also recovered these from the poachers, and the leather is additionally like wrapped in some of that. I mean, is that how thick was that wire? That was.
it was like a good like you could have taken a strand of it and wrapped at least one short strand around. Because it was like thick like a rope that you could have held with one hand.
And she also produces the gold satchel, and says, and they paid them with chump change. She just kind of throws it, like lazily, kind of tosses it.
You could just donate it, you know?
I will say nothing much was left after the fireball, but yeah.
She gathers all of that and then nods. All right. I'll be sure that this reaches Lukiel's ears and you are all rewarded for taking care of the island, so to speak.
Do we know who Lukiel is?
Yes. You
Okay.
He was the general that talked to you in the beginning before handing over the briefing to Barrow Davis.
Okay, I remember.
Yes, he is the one that
All
called down his dragon in front of y'all.
Yeah, the others weren't here though.
No. So,
Class.
yeah. Just you and class would know who Lukiel is.
Right.
And she disappears off back into the... And that is leaving you guys to your devices.
Right, so, now that we've been over this, and you understand more a bit, ignore that. Sometimes I slip up on my own tongue. But we know more about Ravnus and why she is an asshole now.
Yes.
So once again, I am sorry.
I'm just gonna start
Son,
untacking my dragon.
It's not your
Son.
fault.
No, it is not.
Sunder's-
I do apologize for the hasty judgment.
Oh, it's fine. You don't know me after all.
True. And I feel protective of my dragon.
As you should. Hopefully one day I can feel that way about Ravnus, but until then, I have to be protected from her.
I do think that I will be speaking with Zenith about it. Not now, but soon. So,
Coralite seems to move away from the medic staff despite their disapproval and heads back over to you, Sunder.
Yeah, I was gonna say Sunder is absolutely like going around to all the medical staff, being like, "Is she okay? Is she all right? How's it looking there?" Sunder is gonna look up at Corelight though and be like, "Why aren't you getting medical treatment?"
She just looks at you and then lays down at your feet,
Oh,
seeming to be tired after a long day. The medical staff follow her around and just continue to poke and prod at her, trying to stitch up any arrow wounds and pressure damages from the twine that she was wrapped in. But she seems happy as long as she's near you.
yeah, Sunder is absolutely just gonna stay in place and just like not like lay against her a little bit just to keep her company in contact.
Which actually, I need you to roll me a D100, by the way.
A D100. Okay.
Yes. A 4.
Whoa,
Wow.
Nice.
that was the lowest.
That was the lowest.
I'm sorry, she doesn't curl up next to you. She backhands you into the wall. No, I'm just kidding. You have the lowest bond with your dragon. But that doesn't inherently
a lot of
mean
trauma, you know.
it doesn't inherently mean anything. It's just how much control you have over them.
That is fair.
I wish I hadn't deleted their profile, their dragon profile, because then I would have exactly what kind of dragon they are. But now I have to
4.
rework that. But no. That's fine. Nothing happens from that. That was just
I will say Sunder, as he's just like standing there, just like is looking between everyone else in the arena. Like, I want to go say hi, but dragon. It's kind of like having a cat on your lap.
Salem is actually walking over first to your dragon, and when she gets kind of like a little closer, she's like, "Well, I never thought I'd see you again. I'm glad that my ministrations were effective. It seems Ilriel really took a fondness to you."
Corelight actually pays you a glance, but she seems too tired to do anything other than look at you.
Salem just gives a gentle smile and a nod.
As you do that, you in your peripherals see a armored arm reach out for a handshake.
Salem reaches out and shakes your hand.
Sunder
Good to
gives a
meet you,
nod.
sir. Sorry, I didn't catch your name.
My name is simply Sunder.
Salem.
Very nice to meet you. Or you said you were the one that attended to Corelight here?
Well, we all did, but her wounds were not great when we saw her. I was actually worried. I've never tended to a dragon before.
You hear Reshram in the background go, "I did not help, I was not there."
Healing is helping.
Sunder gives a nod and goes, "Yeah, it seems like me and her have a lot to work on. The poachers took her and I, killed one of them. Made him suffer. But, yeah, I
Salem
appreciate it.
flinches at the mention of that slightly, but she keeps her composure.
Seems they did a number on her. I appreciate your help.
It was merely luck.
Nonetheless, I still appreciate it.
Salem nods and just kind of gives a small wave and goes back to her dragon.
Right, so does this mean we're all working together now?
It would seem
That-
so.
It would seem that way, yeah.
Yes. They call this
Wonderful.
a chain.
Fitting, I suppose.
Let's hope it's not a physical chain.
I will opt out if that were the case.
I like not being chained.
Yes, as someone who's been bound in chains before, it is not a pleasant time.
Me too.
Same here.
Says it kind of uncannily.
What the fuck is wrong with us?
What
I
is
even
wrong
had
with
those-
me?
I even had
I
those anti-magic mittens. They were cool.
I cannot say what is wrong with you, but I can say that a lot is wrong with me.
Hess is just making faces. She's pulled out a body brush from one of her saddlebags and is just brushing like the debris and dust off of Drowsa while like listening, like
Drowsa-
shaking her head and mumbling to herself.
Drowsa turns his head and flops it directly onto Tessara, and if she can roll me a strength check.
Ooh, God, I hope it hurts.
Salem is like
That's
doing
That
that,
one, that one.
grippy thing with her hands in the air in front of her. I'm surrounded by criminals.
Cyrus will turn.
Surrounded by criminals.
I
Cyrus
am
will
not a
turn
criminal.
to Zenith and just kind of look up at her. Well, I think we're going to be researching a bit here. If it's pretty shaded in here, if you want to go get some sun, there's nothing stopping you.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh.
Sweet.
You are unable to hold the weight of his head as it comes crashing down onto you. And you are knocked prone as he flops his whole noggin onto you and
You
lays
just hear a
down.
loud oomph.
Bertram just goes, ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Sunder is quickly walking over and
She
holding a
is
hand out.
so used to it that I'm just gonna say she fell on her back, so it's like his like head's taking up the entirety of her body. So she just lays there for a moment, and then just the brush, it's like a horse curry comb, so it like slips over the hand. So she just reaches back up with the arm, like her arm, and just keeps
brushing.
brushing.
Zenith will take that as a free to go, and
Yeah.
with a quick jumping circle, she will kick off and blow dust in every direction beneath her as she takes off, circling around the arena until she finally is able to reach an altitude that helps her easily get out of the dome. And off she goes into the sun.
I'm ground floor like level. I'm just getting blasted with dust.
Oh, that's very unpleasant. Do you need help?
No, I'm fine. Wouldn't be the worst thing he's done.
He rolls his head a little, kind of like put pressure on that weight.
Oh, that... Alright.
His curved horns just coming barely enough to to not scratch her as he just digs them into the ground.
By any chance, are you a masochist?
You know, that's a good question.
And I guess that's enough of an answer for me.
Yeah, she's just laughing.
Salem, your dragon actually seems to try and preen you.
Aww.
Salem responds with basically just like kind of like straightening up like whatever she can reach on Taylor as well, just kind of like brushing her with her hand.
You can get the sense that she thinks you're dirty, and down the line of the tether, and she will continue to preen you until she sees that you are fit.
Salem is dirty right now.
Yeah.
It seems all of
It's
your
been a
dragons
week of
quite like
roughing it.
I'd hope so, the amount of times he's tried to kill me.
Oh, brother.
Azuma is still kind of... He's still steaming a little bit,
Yeah.
but he is no longer looking at Ravenous and is focusing more on Merman now.
Yeah. Well, first of all, did Cyrus's dragon leave?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, she left. Merman's just gonna say to Azuma, get out of here. And he's just gonna kind of look around for the exits.
I'm leaving so soon.
It is
You need a bath, honestly.
It is a lot harder for Azuma to find his way out, even though he does take the offer. He actually
I should say,
manages-
his idea is he wants to go take Azuma to the nearest body of water, like the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
That's where he knows Azuma wants to be, but this might be far, so he's like, is this a comfortable place for you?
Go on.
No, I was just gonna. That's one of the things I was gonna suggest. Is I was gonna ask with how big this place is. I wonder if they have like a bathhouse.
Are you saying that in character?
Yeah, I wonder if they have a bathhouse.
One of the medical staff looks up at you and sort of chuckles that you are being pseudo-mauled by your dragon. Not quite sure how to take
it's
that.
affection.
But he looks at you and, hearing what you said, we do have a bathhouse, but it's not really for dragons. He has an Akron, yes. His room will come equipped with a way for his dragon to access the ocean. Most Akron riders do.
Hey. Perfect. Problem solved.
Your room.
All right, sounds interesting.
Sabin said that
Did you say?
we would show you your rooms after the others got back. That could be any time by now. It's best if you go to the mess hall and eat.
Right.
It will be a minute.
Oh, well.
Sunder
sorry.
just like you just see his eyes beneath his armor, like not any like actual eyes, but like almost like slits that just like blink, like he's really confused on what a mess hall is, or like he kind of looks at her and just goes, "Is that needed?"
Are you hungry?
You need to eat, yes?
Oh, a mess hall is a cafeteria. That makes sense.
Oh.
I didn't know
cafeteria.
what a mess hall was.
You must not be military born. Military born
No.
usually.
I'm not military born, and I know what a mess hall is.
Well, congratulations. I'm sorry, that was rude. Forgive me.
Sunder claps.
Strength check, Salem.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you about to get dogpiled.
Your turn.
I have to say I'm good at this before I roll, so I roll poorly.
Oh.
With a natural 1. At least that's what it was on my end.
It was, yeah.
Okay, with a natural 1, you're not able to catch yourself before Taylor pins you to the ground and is tugging at your hair and pinching your cheeks to try and get dirt off of your face.
I'm still laying on the ground, so I just point and laugh. Because now we're on the same level.
What in the
I thought I would be done with this. Look, we have better ways of cleaning ourselves. Do you want to take a bath?
Oh, she got feathers. You know she likes a bath. Mine probably doesn't.
Sounds like just like trying to like hold back Taylor's like face as best she can.
Like a dog trying to lick your face. Yeah.
Each time you try to hold her back, your hand slips and her beak just rams full lodge with your face.
Yeah. This is why we wear helmets.
Oh, the
Sunder's
dirt's
got the right
disappearing.
idea.
If you all would like to go to the mess hall, it is that way northward. Through that hall, that way. The limit is 5 dragons per mess hall.
Well,
I do not.
he sent
think
his
I
away,
can
so...
leave.
Yes. Merman will turn to Azuma and be like, "It looks like the ocean will have to wait. Would you prefer to stay with me or socialize with the other dragons?" You look at all the ones like all up in the rafters and shit like that.
His fins flex back and forth as he thinks for a moment before sort of scooting more towards you. He does not seem to like anybody here but you.
Alright. Well, come along then.
You just hear like a loud stomach growl just emanate from Tess.
I think at least Correlate is gonna have to come along because I don't think she's going to actually leave Sunder's side. Though he doesn't especially want to go to the mess hall.
If he gives her the order to stay, which I'm going to say this, if you are going to the mess hall, this is your dragon, right? He points at Sunder.
Yeah, this is mine.
I would appreciate it, in fact all of us here, the med staff, would appreciate it if you left or kept your dragon here. She is very wounded and is in need of a lot of care. Despite the healing that was done before, there are still some wounds that were not touched.
He looks to Correlate and with a slow nod just goes, I think that is a good idea. And not really like mentally telling her, he literally just looks at her and like sets his hand down on her head and just goes, it is best that you stay here for now.
Persuasion check.
Come on.
Persuasion.
You gotta roll good. I believe in you. We can't have another dragon laying on somebody. You're gonna be the third on the floor.
With a 17, although she looks at you with a somber expression in her eyes, she does not move. She seems to stay put.
I will bring back a biscuit for you. And then he looks around and then goes over to the group, looks back at Correlate, gives her a thumbs up, and then looks to the rest of the group and goes, mess hall?
First of all,
one moment, please.
can someone sneak over to my saddlebag, please? And she just like points over to like the slumped over saddlebag.
Yeah, I can do that. Sunder can do that.
Okay, reach into it.
Yeah, he reaches in.
And you just pull out like a dead rabbit.
He pulls the dead rabbit up and just goes, unconventional? What do you need this for?
Immediately, Drowse's head shoots up.
I need you to wiggle it and then throw it.
He wiggles it.
You have 0.5 seconds to throw it.
He chucks it as you see like his eyes, the eye holes in his armor just like fully go wide as he just chucks it.
Tess just braces for a second.
With another cloud of dust, there is a thumping and a bumping as fucking Drowsa darts after the dead rabbit in a frenzied, hungry pace. You are free, Tess.
Stand back up and start dusting myself off. I'm solved.
Sunder looks to you and just goes, I saw my life flash before my eyes.
I know how I feel every day. Well, I only have a limited amount of those until we, are back out in the woods. So I use them sparingly.
Say that you're gonna try and get
Rushroom's
up.
gonna go over to Ravnus.
Okay.
He goes, alright, you're gonna come with me and you're gonna be on your best behavior, you got it?
She pulls back her lips to show pearly white teeth, but please roll me a persuasion check.
Yes, you have wonderful teeth. That's besides the point. 17.
There is a
Well, Grandma,
growl.
you
There is a growl that rolls through her chest and out her throat, but you get the impression that she will follow you.
Right. I get it. You're not scared of me. I'm not scared of you. Now let's go. We walk towards the
Trevor's
mess.
just gonna yell after Drowza that if he wants to come, he can, but he can do whatever he wants.
He is doing that lizard thing that they do where they shake their prey and just, even though it is a small rabbit, he is destroying it, and he might join you after he realizes you're gone.
It's just guts going everywhere.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like a gusher.
Like a monitor lizard, yeah.
Yeah. So
Jeez.
as you guys gather up and leave, those of you with your dragons, they still follow, save for Corelight.
Poor Corelight.
Yeah, she
Well,
watches.
technically Drowza.
Yeah, Drowza's still chasing. So that's 3 dragons that follow you. To the Quoth mess hall. Why are you not? Okay. Here. Activate. Or it could just not be there because the image decided it wasn't going to fucking...
Avoid.
Yeah.
Did you move the image?
I did not move the image. The image just did not move with me.
Kingdom Hearts is light.
Boundary is wonderful, isn't it? There it is.
This is very small, so the dragons are gonna seem very large. Which is fine, because this mess hall is technically massive. As you enter, you can see rows and rows and rows of tables. And there are even some dragons already there. There are people eating on one side, and the other seems to be empty. I need to add your tokens, you know?
Is it like a buffet kind of
Why
style?
is it
or
so
like
small? It was not this small. Yes, it's like a buffet. There is food already on the tables. It looks fresh and still, in fact, it's still piping hot when you go to reach out to some.
I don't think it's just bark dreaming in the background.
Grid lighting. How do I make this bigger? How to make the fucking image bigger?
If you right click on the image and then go to the dimension width, you can set it.
What?
Hold on. Let me pull up my Foundry so I can actually look at the tab. And then I can guide you much better.
Okay. Well,
If it would open.
That's just fucking beelines it to like the meat side of the buffet.
There we go.
Just loading up a plate with just these giant legs of whatever the hell bird.
You see Sunder right behind you, just like look over at you, see what you pick up the same thing, put it on a plate, look over, see what you're picking up the same thing.
Aww.
Alright, Kala, so if you right click the image, hit configure.
okay, hold on. Alright. Right clicking the image.
You trying to get adopted?
Not the
That's how
image,
you
the
get
tab in the
adopted.
top left, like the table
Oh.
scene.
Configure. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Then
got
go
the
to
basic
grid,
Okay.
and then scene dimension.
Seen it. Okay.
Set it to what, depending on the pixels of it, the bigger it's gonna look more pixelated. So you can set it to like 4096 by 2093.
Hold on a second. What was that again?
4096,
4096.
and then the height is 2930. Save it.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah.
Whoa.
You might have to change.
Ooh,
So
what a
just-
mess hall.
So either like just double the width or have the height or?
Why did it change it to that?
Good question.
497, right? 496.
4096.
Ah.
And then 2930.
Yeah, that'll do it. Perfect. It's not the image, but it's fine. I'll create a new image later. Slide you all over here. It is a massive mess hall with lots of food, and it doesn't seem like anybody is really cooking that food, surprisingly enough. But the food is there. There is even a large Auroch corpse in place on one of the far ends for the dragons, which you can see a small Slithic dragon actually already peeling into the carcass.
Would you like food, Ravenous?
I'm gonna use the bond to reach out to Drowsat and just be like, there is so much fucking food in here.
Okay. It keeps fucking...
It's very much of like a dude, you need to get in here right now. There's so much food.
Okay, so with that, you feel an immense tugging down the line at the mention of food.
Cyrus is gonna do the same thing to Zenith, just kind of reach out and say, there's free food here if you want.
You're fucking clanging and like smacking. It's like Trez's dumbass just comes barreling down the hallway.
And that is essentially what happens.
Yeah, Merman will
Surprise
sort of
gasps.
gesture. Merman will gesture and be like, well, it's like you're gonna have to fight for it.
This
Maybe
doesn't
you
seem to
should
be
wait, Ravenous.
This doesn't seem to be a problem for Azuma, as he is first to the corpse, surprisingly faster than the other two. Why did it not...
Hold up over this thing. Knocks a bunch of shit down.
Okay, good.
I don't have control over this token, by the way.
Which... Oh, this one. Yours? Or... Oh, okay.
Azuma, yeah.
I will go ahead and give you guys control over your dragon tokens in a minute. Which is going to be weird, because I... Configure ownership. I don't actually know how to configure the ownership of that. So anyways, he's just going to go over here.
Yeah,
It's cool. He is going to literally barrel through tables and almost other people to get to this carcass, which this poor Slithic dragon did not hear him approaching despite his rambunctious nature, and is shocked. And as soon as he shows up, it flies away screeching in terror as a dragon much larger than it begins to tug and tear and eviscerate this giant cow carcass. Ravenous looks at you and then back at the carcass. She's not sure whether or not she wants to, but is then convinced not to, as a massive wyvern comes barreling through the door and makes... I'm serious, just imagine Tigrex running. And makes doesn't need to sniff the air, just immediately sees the pile of now bloodied meat from Azuma and makes a beeline straight to it, where he will come to a stop only by ramming into the carcass itself.
I'm just gonna yell after him, mind your manners. But I know that's not gonna do anything.
Azuma...
I just have to make it seem like I'm some kind of competent, Ryder.
There is some growling and snapping between the two dragons as they fight over the kill just a little bit, but in a way that wouldn't suggest you need to roll anything.
Yeah.
Right. Are you hungry, Ravnus?
You get a sense down the line that yes, she is hungry, and in fact, starvingly so.
Right. I knew this would happen. And you watch as he takes a bag off of his hip, and he unties the bag, and he reaches in, and one by one, he pulls out these huge, like, chunks of meat, and he just sits them on the ground. Probably a good 70 pounds of meat slabs and chunks just sitting there.
Oh. Game prepared?
What the hell the
Well,
from?
she doesn't play well with others, so you see. Here, Ravnus, you can eat these.
She starts digging in.
Oh, right.
What a magical bag.
Sure is.
Hmm.
Store great many things in here.
I would imagine the greatest
like-
thing is the amount of food this dragon would need to eat.
Tess is like holding her massive plate of food, but she kind of like does like the little lean over with like her eyes and like tries to like look into the bag a little bit, like I'm not looking, but like what's in there?
He'll pull it open, and as you look in, it's just a black hole.
Damn. She walks away, tries to find Salem.
She wasn't satisfied with her answer, so.
Sunder doesn't lean over, but you do see his
really?
eyes like do that like telescoping like camera lens thing, or not like the telescoping bit, but like the camera lens like things fold in and it gets a bit smaller.
What
There's a chair.
are you?
I'm gonna Guchin.
What am I?
Yeah, you don't seem right. No offense to you though.
In my past experience, that is a bit rude of a comment, not gonna lie.
That's fair. I don't have much of an experience to go off of, so my apologies.
Apology taken, I think is the right turn of phrase.
Accepted from what I remember, but I could be wrong. I don't know.
I am simply me.
Fair enough. Moving on.
You're one to talk, dwarf.
Just so you know,
That's with a
just so you
mouthful of
know,
food, just
I
laughs.
still look like the most basic human there is.
Oh, you
Like,
look like
just-
a
Oh,
human.
yeah, I
damn.
look like a human, like black hair, the most unassuming features on his face, you know.
Okay.
Man, that would have been
Alright.
fun.
Salem is instead waiting in silence. Instead of getting food, Salem has produced a large ration from her pack and is like waiting for meat to hydrate in like a bowl of water.
Right.
As
We already
well
like
as,
collect
eating
food.
dried bread.
I'm just staring at
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I'm just like mouthful of meat staring at it like why?
Sunder is not eating. He's not hungry.
Disappointed looks.
I'm just squinting at you hard, like trying to figure it out. But I'm not saying anything because you said it was rude. So just
Oh, do you mean my armor or?
he's just looking at you.
He
I don't think
kind of
it's
like
rude, I think it's refreshing.
he motions around with his arm, and you see like a plate open up with like a little like tube come out of it, and he's just like and then he like taps his eyes, and you see him like glow green, and it's like, yeah, this is just, I make all this.
Okay, what in the fuck?
Salem literally has like just hardtack in her mouth, and she's like, "You make that?"
Yeah.
You know there is real food 30 feet that way, right?
And she like kind of like plops it into the bowl with the meat, and Salem's just like, "I'm saving this for a special occasion."
Saving the hardtack for a special occasion.
For dry mouth?
Just a little bit of one last taste of home, I guess, for me.
Yeah,
You can
you know,
I'm
be in many places.
Tess just goes, I'm right here.
There will be plenty of time to eat hardtack on the road. If we're working together, I'm sure there's going to be a point where you wish you had some hardtack left.
Is hardtack hard? Is it tacky?
It's the
both.
driest crackers you've ever tasted. Like,
so
no
good.
salt.
Okay, okay. Sunder just like you see him like take a pencil out of his bag and just like writes down on his hand something.
You know, I'd rather eat poisonous berries than hardtack ever.
No, I made that mistake. You do not. You do not.
I've
It
heard
gives you
that
the
gives you
shits real
major
bad.
diarrhea. Yeah, what
Yep.
she said.
Yeah,
What they
it
said?
makes you want to die. Wish you were dead again.
It's better than being constipated.
No, it's not. It was coming out of both ends. I didn't know when it was going to stop.
Oh.
Ravnus looks up from her food like, are you fucking for real right now in front of my meat salad?
I literally gave you the meat salad. Calm down. I guarantee you've eaten
Shoveling
worse.
food at her mouth, like, not phased.
Sunder just like still isn't eating, but just goes, you know, if I had an appetite right now, I think I would have lost it already.
You know, I guess these
Well,
are the things
I
I
have
still
an
need to
appetite.
learn.
And Cyrus gets up to go get food.
Me as well. Yeah.
Damn, I'm
Maybe a
jamming right now.
Is there seafood? Fine. Or fish?
Oh, yes.
Fish, lobster?
So
God is
as-
checked away from the microphone.
as opposed to the initial mess hall that you were in when gathering information, this one has a lot more options. The table that your group is sat at is actually covered in mostly desserts, but there is several tables lined with certain food groups, and fish is one of those tables
I'm
where
going to cook
you
after this.
where you will find a plethora of piscivore options, such as smoked salmon, a clam chowder, at least that's what it looks like, roasted marlin, and actually it's fried eel,
That eel is so good.
covered in a sauce that, from what you can tell when you sniff it, is very spicy.
Oh my god, even better.
Nice. He'll take a little bit of everything, but he's gonna take a big ol', like an extra plate of just the eel. After he drops off his food over here, he's gonna make his way over to. I can't ping on the map right now.
Why? What?
Anyway, he'll drop his food off over at the table and just
Okay.
he'll head off towards Azuma with the big plate of eel.
Be able to ping.
I don't know why it's not letting.
Oh, it's doing it now.
Okay, alright. Anyways,
Yeah. For some reason, it wasn't when I was trying earlier.
Wanted to make you look like a fool.
as you approach, Azuma whips around with a bloody face, almost not expecting you, in fact. But once he realizes it's you, he pins his fins back and seems a bit more docile.
Easy. Look what I've got. Fried eel.
If you aren't careful, he looks like he is going to take your hands off for those fried eel.
He will place it down on the floor.
It's
Just
gone.
sort of back away. Ah.
Just like when you
Joy.
fed him the pickled eel from the jar, he swept this fried eel up, and that almost seems to hit the spot as he then pays more attention to you than the carcass.
Perfect. I still owe you fresh. Perhaps when we get a room and go to the ocean.
While Merman goes to the surf table, we'll go to the avian table, where, if there is one.
Yes, there's all kinds of food, even food that you would probably consider foreign by your standards.
Any like roast chicken or anything like that?
Oh yeah, it's already piled on Tessa's plate.
There's
She's already demolished a whole chicken.
there's roast chicken. There's stuffed cordon bleu. There is a juicy looking pheasant like creature that is coated in a sheen. What might be honey? It seems
Okay.
glazed, is what I'm trying to say.
All right. So roast chicken.
Sorry, bud.
He'll like grab the whole thing and put it on a plate, and then make a secondary plate with the stuffed cordon bleu. And he wants to try some of the pheasant. So put that on the side, and then deposit the plate with the cordon bleu and pheasant, and then walk outside with the whole chicken and try to see where Zenith is with the bond.
Tess just immediately stands up and goes, I forgot the most important thing. Alcohol. She starts walking over to see where the alcohol is kept.
It seems like Zenith is actually really far.
Oh. Okay.
And although she can still hear you, her response may come late.
Okay. If you're hungry and you want some chicken, I'll save this chicken for you for later.
There's a very, very faint feeling of approval that is sent down the tether.
Okay.
I just come back with 2 big ass mugs of like mulled wine. Just put one down in front of Salem. Don't even ask if she wanted
Then-
it. Just give it to her.
Oh yeah, that's
Then
right.
Cyrus will walk back in with the plate, yeah, he'll just set it down, save it for later.
Just go back
Taylor
to destroying
is
my food.
still trying to preen Salem. I forgot that Taylor followed. And occasionally she will try to take some of that hardtack.
Oh yeah. Salem would
You
share.
even convinced your dragon that heart. Oh my.
This is the first time I've seen her eat anything. I was actually getting concerned.
Better give her some meat or not. Not hardtack.
Cyrus will break off a leg off the chicken and hand it over to Salem. You might like this more.
Yeah, Sunder just slides his entire plate of food over the table and just like, he just offers it, the entire plate of whatever
Aw.
Tess had.
Yeah, you copied my plate.
Taylor will reach her head over Salem's shoulder and steal a piece of meat off of the plate that was pushed towards her.
There you go.
Oh, who pushed me?
No, Salam.
No.
Oh, gotcha.
It's not that she doesn't want it from you. She didn't notice you. Cyrus.
Yeah, I'm handing a leg of chicken to Salem to give to
Oh, okay.
Salem just like
Eleanor.
takes it with one hand and just like puts it on the other plate in front of her
That's-
dragon.
That's probably the
Right.
one she took, anyways.
More
So
meat for the pile.
Since we are going to be a chain, as they call it now, I think it might be best to know the combat prowess of everyone.
All right.
Just before you start going around with the combat prowess, can I finish one thing with Azuma?
Yeah.
All right. So you said Azuma is paying attention to Merman now.
Yes, he is disregarding the corpse that Drowza is mutilating.
And he's Merman kind of turns his attention back to these people over the table and says, Azuma, those ones over there are our team now. You know what that means?
He
Gonna
stares at them, but you get like a grumble from him, is what you could assume is acknowledgement.
Now, don't worry. You take priority. Always look out for you over them. But we have to work together, even with Ravenous there. I know that he makes you uneasy.
She.
Sorry.
Okay.
She makes you uneasy, but it's not her fault.
He doesn't quite give a nod, but his head sways a little.
You imagine what it would be like to be trapped in the darkness like that? Kept away from where you want to be? He'll send images of like the darkness and the abyss and a feeling of hopelessness that he has felt in his life before. Like a feeling of not being able to escape.
Are you sending him images from
his life? Yeah,
Yep.
from looking into
Roll
darkness, into
me
the abyss.
a persuasion roll with a +5 bonus?
Persuasion. So all
Just-
the normal +7 plus an extra 5.
Yes.
Okay.
If just rolling, we'll add 5 to it. If you're rolling from D&D Beyond.
That is a 19 +7 for a 26 +5 for a 31.
Nice.
With that, you feel a calm actually reverberate through Azuma. You're close enough that it doesn't even go down the tether. It is just straight.
Mm-hmm.
He seems to be thinking about what you said, and although he's impulsive and brazen, he does take that into consideration and seems to calm down what was feeling like animosity in exchange for basic sympathy.
That's good enough. Merman will nod and oh, don't let me interrupt you.
He doesn't seem to move away from you now.
Oh. I'm gonna go join the others. You're welcome to follow.
As you move
If you
away,
want.
he slinks behind you.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, and he'll kind of all the way back.
But he is going to stay furthest away from Ravenous for now.
Yeah, that's cool. He kind of like curls up over here. Maybe there's like a fire, right?
Yeah, there's a fire. There is a big center fire. I
I
would...
don't know how much he would be into the warmth of fire, though.
No, probably not. He would probably snake his way around over here, and there are barrel troughs, like big barrel troughs of water. I imagine he'd probably just stick his head in one.
Yeah, just his head. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great. The body's sticking out. That's amazing. I
Big
love it.
long ass body, big head in a barrel.
I'm hiding. I'm fully in water. It's just the head. I love that. Okay.
So back to Reshram.
Oh yes. Combat prowess. What is everyone here good at?
Punching shit.
Very eye-opening.
Sunder raises his hand and goes, also punching shit, but mostly killing.
I mean, yeah, killing, wrestling. We can wrestle if you want.
I particularly like the less physical type of killing. Less.
Aw.
Right. This is
Punching
what I'm
time.
asking. You like weapons? You like magic?
Uh,
Air fists apparently is how you roll. So
Anything that kills fast.
Great axe. Magic's cool, but I like physical weapons. I like being more hands-on. I think it's, in a way, more grounding, respectful. I don't know what word to use.
right.
If you're
okay.
taking a life, I think it's yeah, you understand the impact just a little bit more when you're face to face.
Sunder tilts his head a little bit.
Right. I don't know how to respond to that one. Cyrus.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Yeah. You don't have an answer? Did you miss the conversation?
Well, no, I didn't. But I have an affinity for showing people the power of the sun. And he looks pointedly at Salem.
The sun,
Praise,
My man.
Il-
laser.
praise Ilriel.
My man, and she like does like a.
You kind of
gang signs out here.
as
My
you
man.
say that, as you say that, you just kind of see this kind of like almost like a disgusted look come over
Make
Reshram's
an
face.
insight check.
He's not hiding it. He's not even thinking about it.
Oh,
It just
okay,
happens. It just happens, and then it goes away.
Like
Okay, gotcha.
it's like a impulsive thing. Like your body
Yeah,
does
just
it
like,
without
"Ugh."
thinking about it.
Yeah, exactly. Like you touch something. It's like when you're doing dishes and you touch something in the sink that's gross and
Ew.
slimy, and your body
Stop.
goes, ugh.
Or when you step
I
on
will-
water
I will
while
say-
wearing socks.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly
Or
what it's like.
I will
like,
say there was no passion behind the praise Ilriel.
Damn.
Snail
Cold
does not
fire.
notice.
Any praise to Iliel is praise to Iliel.
My man.
My man!
Yes, you still said it.
Put that shit away.
Stop. Get some help.
Salem is like takes her hardtack and like dips it in her wine that was brought to her, and just like lets it sit there for a second. And
Not gonna do a damn thing.
How many of you have had an alcoholic beverage?
Oh no.
oh yeah,
Tess has already had at least 3.
You need to roll me, because, and I won't punish you for this because I wasn't paying attention. But anybody who has had an alcoholic beverage, roll me a Constitution save, please.
Sunder has not.
Skedio.
It's just test
Hey.
drinking.
Just-
Well, we found the drunk of the group.
I've a lot of alcohol.
Tess, you are not bothered at the fuck all.
By the alcohol or by
the
what's
alcohol.
going on?
By
Oh,
the
okay.
alcohol.
Okay, cool. On to my fourth mug.
Salem, you were drinking wine.
when you said that, I thought you meant that if Salem was familiar with drinking.
No!
Tonight she hasn't drunk yet.
You're I mean, yeah, you've been dipping your food in it. You haven't really
She has
drank
been-
it.
So she's been like ritualistically eating her ration, basically, and has just like interacted with her alcohol for the first time.
Okay. Still, if you ingest any alcohol, roll me a Constitution
I'll
saving
just
throw.
I'll give it now because it's common.
We'll let it go past, and then I'll do another one. I'll roll
You
again.
That's
don't.
drunk, damn it.
You don't. You're not drunk. You don't feel anything. You're
No,
both
I know. I'm saying, well,
fucking fine.
after time has passed, because she's not going to stop drinking. So after time passes, I'll roll again, just to be funny.
Okay, there we go. 21.
21.
21? Oh, it's the same roll either way.
It's literally you're both fine for now. Tess, having drank nearly 3 whole, what do you call it? Pints.
Something like that, yeah.
Woman of
steins.
her size would drink
3 whole steins of fucking beer. She isn't bothered a bit by this alcohol. In fact, she's probably wondering, why is it so weak? Salem has hardly really touched her alcohol, but from what she has, it's not affecting her at all. This is pussy shit.
That's just like pulls out a flask.
Honestly,
like looks around and like pours some of it in.
when you think about it, it probably isn't even that strong because they don't want you to be drunk on the job.
Makes
But
sense.
What time is it?
it's getting late. I would
Okay.
say by now it's past midday. We're looking at 4:00.
Okay, so I mean, I don't think. Are we? I mean, not just one thing, but is this gonna be like a? I mean, I'm assuming we're going to dorms later, so
Actually,
Let's get back.
a bath and then dorms later.
Hold on, I still got one more motherfucker to interrogate about their combat prowess here.
All
Hey,
right.
go
All
ahead. Go
right.
ahead. I'm just
Go
thinking
for
about
it.
myself.
And as I was saying,
Merman's had a drink with his food as well. He rolled a 19, so he's fine. It's more like we've just become a chain, and this is kind of we're just eating, we're relaxing. Doesn't seem to be anything else going on today.
Mm.
Anyway, Salem, your battle prowess was?
hi, I'm Salem, and I like to be the center of attention, and you will not find anyone quicker with a crossbow than me. And
Fair enough.
also, I'm really good at making your holes not so holy.
I'll drink to that. Takes another.
Sunder is trying to
chug.
figure out which holes.
No, don't
Uh,
think about it too hard.
I suppose I could do that too.
If you think about it too hard, we might
I
have,
have
a
that
problem.
capability.
Your healers, then. Is that what you mean by holes holy?
I
Yeah.
can
Phrasing.
heal, but you saw the fireball.
Actually, I did not.
Oh, never mind.
Fireball.
Fireball.
Apparently, he
Fireball.
didn't either.
Also, would
Well-
would anyone bring us mail here? Or like, could we get mail here?
yeah.
Awesome. I would say that if like Sam would have her mail like in waiting, if someone would deliver it or not.
What do you mean by in waiting?
Like as in like she got a package sent to her. That's where like my
Yes.
my stuff is.
While you're talking, 2 more individuals walk into the mess hall, and you will recognize one of them. 2 of you will recognize both. As Lukiel Lisette and Sabin both walk in to the mess hall and make pointed glances at your group. You 6, please come here.
Hey.
All right.
She like swallows her food slowly.
Cyrus finally takes a bite of the cordon bleu and stands up and brings the plate of roast chicken with him.
Oh,
On the-
power move. That was a power
On the way
move.
out. On the way out, Sunder grabs a biscuit from wherever the biscuits are.
Tess is taking her alcohol with her.
We're all going to die.
If I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die drunk.
That is a terrible, terrible way to look at this.
Is it? Is it though?
Yes.
Is it though?
My man.
Sunder just leans down and goes, I don't know why I'm here.
Is it too late to request a different chain?
Nope, you're stuck with us.
What's going
Deal
on?
with
Oh,
Merman will come over and tap the trough that his dragon's head is in.
you're not done yet, Merman. You owe me an explanation later.
I know Drowza is like fat as fuck, belly dragging on the floor, laying on the ground in a food coma.
Yeah, he's curled up around the fire, and is sleeping. It didn't take him long to pass out, and he is unbothered. Azuma lifts his head from the water trough, just water pouring off of him and out of his nostrils as he looks at you.
Aw.
Looks like we're being summoned.
He puts his head back into the water trough as a sign that says, "No one summons me but you."
Nice.
Just laughs. All right.
My
Let's
man.
see what's happening. And he'll just
Man.
let Azuma
Nice.
chill under the water while he goes
I'm
and
still-
figures out. What's
Oh,
going
they're
on.
over there. I
Yes.
went the wrong way.
I'm still piling biscuits into my hands.
Who's drunk? You or me?
You?
Not yet.
As you approach, they both look at you, and Lukiel is the one that speaks first. Sibin here tells me you fought poachers on the island, and recently. I need to know how many, I need to know if they had any dragons with them, and I need to know how many dragons they killed and took back, if at all.
Well,
I just like
they
turn
had
towards
captured.
Salem.
They had captured 2 dragons that we freed, and they're all dead. It was about what, a couple dozen?
Mhm.
Well, there was the 2 dragons at that camp, but Cyrus, you and I, we ran into another dragon that was they were attempting to capture, which we intervened with. The dragon escaped, and my own dragon, Azuma, was also being captured when we found him. I would say maybe 30 plus different individuals altogether.
Did
Multiple raids.
it seem like that was the only group?
Uh,
I do not even know
would-
if they were together. They were in 3 different locations, quite far from each other.
Would Sunder know that?
Roll me a history check. Because Sunder would have come from a different area on the map. Yes, Sunder
Nice.
would have ran into another group of poachers, though not nearly as big as the one that this group ran into.
no, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know if Cyrus would know it, but someone does know that the captain was an Ankari.
Sunder raises his hand and goes, I saw another group.
Okay. This means that they are on the island, and they are en masse. And I don't think they accounted for us to start bringing Ankari to the island again this soon. We are going to send out trained individuals, but we thank you for your help in getting rid of what we assume was their main source of operation. That being said, Saban is going to show you to your rooms ahead of time.
If I may, ma'am. The list that we discovered of the supposed demands for their quarry strikes me as way too large for the force that we encountered. Either they have hundreds on the island, or they have inside help, in my opinion, ma'am.
The ledger you are talking about seems to go back over several weeks to years. They've been here multiple times. We need to increase our guard. That being said, but we cannot talk with you recruit so soon about this. What you do know is what you know. For now, thank you. Sabin. She gives him a nod, and he heads out. And she looks at you, and she says, all right, it's time for your rooms. You will not have to attend the initiation ceremony immediately. We are going to postpone it till tomorrow. And she starts walking out, so if you follow her, you follow her.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna follow her.
Alright, I don't have any maps made for these, but I will Theater of the Mind Your Asses right now. We're just gonna activate this. Actually, wrong one. My bad. Activate this.
Dying.
Okay. Who wants to see their room first?
I do.
Volunteers tribute.
I
Oh
do.
my
Is it like-
god.
Is it like split into genders? Like boys in one section, girls in one section? Is it like mixed?
I
Every-
highly doubt that.
Everybody roll a
Military.
You
d20.
never know. Tell your mom.
D100.
Why a d100?
Better variables.
Okay.
Less chance for overlap. Yeah.
Wait, like actually? Okay.
It's
Yeah.
just to see what order we're seeing rooms in.
Wait, so roll a d100?
Yep.
Holy.
Well,
Wow.
Cyrus is
Well,
next.
Get fucked. Eat my entire ass.
well, I almost won.
I can't believe I got a. I can't believe.
See, you
I got
just, you just wasted your divine intervention.
It's the alcohol.
It's okay. Best for last. Anyway.
The opposite of divine intervention. Your god came down and just said, nah, fuck you.
You don't get a room, bitch.
Just threw a middle finger in your face and then beamed back up.
Once again, I say best for last.
She looks at you and none of you seem to fucking respond, so she says, you, with the wyvern. We're doing you first.
All right. Words I like to hear.
And she leads you guys down quite a few hallways that you would assume is going to take some memory to make it back through. But once you reach your destination, you are in a room, a circular room, and each facet of the wall has a door. All right. Over there, that is your room. She points to a room to the northwest.
We like buy it, or do I gotta go jog over to it?
You get to go walk over to it because your dragon is with you. It is a big room.
Oh, okay. He's not sleeping anymore. He followed.
I imagine he would have realized that you left and was like, I want to follow.
Okay. All right. We'll walk over to my room then. Is it? I want to know what it like. What does the outside look like? Is it very like unassuming? Like.
What do you mean? The door? Yes. Doors.
Like everything. Like, is it like just the same kind of like style as like what I'm imagining the temple looks like? Or is it all cool? Like, like vines and shit.
It's a normal door.
Okay. I meant the whole hallway, but alright.
Okay.
Open my door.
As you open the door, the familiar sound of the forest enters your ears. And as if you poke your head through the door, you will see a cliffside.
What? That's cool as fuck. How'd they get the whole cliff in here?
Do you walk further into your room?
Yeah, I do. Sorry.
Okay.
I was enamored by the cliff.
You walk into your room, and you are indeed on a cliff face, except for behind you, or in a direction that isn't behind you, blocking the door, is a cave. But it doesn't look like a dreary, damp cave. It looks furnished.
I wish you could draw it, dude.
You know what, Rune?
You have a pencil and paper.
Yeah, I can't draw environments with pencil and paper. It's so fucking hard. I'll do my best. It is furnished with a rope that hangs along the ceiling of the
That's for when you get too tired on life.
rope that hangs along the ceiling of the cave that seems to be lit up by
when your last lifeline is a noose.
last fucking hell, harmless flames that seem to light up the area. What we in our world would call fairy lights. There is a platform that is used to get up into where your sleeping quarters would be. Everything that isn't for your dragon seems to be put up on a platform.
Probably for the best.
You have your own little dockside, as it were, to climb and furnish as you will, and your dragon has a little nook of his own in the back of the cave with a toasty fire pit for him to lay around, and an already...
So, like, to get into my, like, bed and stuff, I have to climb up, like, into it?
So, how do I put this? It's like a railing. You'll have to climb some stairs, and yours is, like, the top row of that.
Okay, gotcha. I thought you meant, like, I'd have to, like, climb some rope and stuff. So I was about to say, I'd turn around and be like, how am I gonna get women up this? Like,
No.
The average woman, how am I doing that?
It's like, I'm trying to picture it like, you know, like a fucking cave from Skyrim, and you go in there, and it's the one with all the horkers, dude, and it's got like cages in it, and it's got like, it's like a warehouse look almost. It's like a warehouse cut in half, but you've got like floors. You've got floors that go up. You have maybe 3 or 4 floors.
It's like a cave that's been made cozy.
Yes, it's a cozy cave, is what you're seeing.
Oh, so rest.
Yes.
Yeah,
there are flowers and vines and flora just blooming in this cave. Like, despite being up at high altitudes, the plants up here still manage to live. And it's comfy.
Tess just, like, I'm assuming everyone's still standing, like, outside, so Tess just comes running back out and goes, guys, it's sick as fuck in there.
She comes running out. Who was next? It was
Reshram.
Reshram.
I can't wait to see what this is with an eclipse soul.
So you can either pick a random door, or she points at one. She just points.
You can point at one.
Alright, she'll point at the southeast. So we got northwest and southeast.
Later, sucker. I go open the door.
As you open the door, there is a rush of wind that blows your hair back. And you see darkness. Do you step through?
Yeah. Sure. Okay.
As you step through, stars seem to light up. It's one by one as you walk. The room that you walk into seems to come alive with blue and white stars. But upon further reflection, you will notice that they're actually worms.
Hell yeah, glowworms.
Well, I was gonna say best room ever.
um, you keep walking. If you keep walking through, sorry, I do not dictate your movement. If you keep walking through the dark room, the further you get, the brighter it gets, and your movement seems to light it up as it goes along. And eventually, a foyer seems to open up into a black marble and gold room. It's like a castle room almost. There is a fireplace. The outside, through the windows that you can see, seem to be snowing.
Huh.
But it's not cold.
And how big is the interior?
It's huge. It would be, I would say, big enough for 2 ancient-sized soul dragons to fit in.
Ah, okay.
So
and the doorway I walk through is big enough for my dragon to get through?
Yes.
Okay.
It almost seems as if Ravnus and Drowsa don't have an issue. Like, the doors look bigger, but as they go, or look smaller, but as they go to squeeze through them, they don't seem to have an issue at all.
Oh.
To finish off your room, you have a blue and white glowing chandelier that seems to be made out of those same bugs. And there's fireflies. It's just a really interesting dark bug cave.
I look at Ravnus and I go, well, what do you think?
She looks at you, and the bright lights in the dark actually seem to calm her. Like, she prefers this, but in a way that doesn't seem like abnormal.
Alright, well. Get cozy, this is where we'll be for the night.
She just looks at you.
Yeah. Right. I yell out the door, am I needed, or can I just stay in here?
That's up to you. You can stay or you can go.
Well, if you need me, I'll be in here then.
Okay. With that, Ravnus will probably actually go to where it seems there is a clumping of smoldering rocks, and she will lay down on them.
You're actually kind of cute when you're calm.
She growls at you.
Yes, how dare I, sorry.
Salem,
I'm not next.
you're not? You got a
No,
23.
it's Thunder. Thunder got a 43.
Oh, you did. You did get a 43.
Yeah, the 22 was for the history check.
Although your dragon is not here, Sunder.
I shall be right back.
Okay. You
Okay.
are pointed to an eastward room.
Okay. He walks over to it and opens the door.
As Sunder opens the door, there is another sound of forest that comes through. And this time there is way more light than Reshrum's. When your eyes finally adjust to that light, you will see a canopy. It's a very large canopy, but in said canopy is almost like a treehouse sort of structure. And beside it is a big round bunch of sticks with a hole in it that you could assume is where your dragon would sleep.
Damn, you got a bunch of sticks with a hole.
There is a tree house, and this bunch of sticks with a hole is right next to it.
So I heard hole and tuned back.
My
No
God.
fair.
So, the tree house, if you approach it, is covered in a leafy roof. Inside is thick enough to keep the rain out, but it is warm, if you can feel that. It doesn't feel like it rains much there, despite the humidity. And inside the treehouse is a completely furnished workshop. Bed and bathroom, all the fixings. Just same as everybody else's.
Sunder looks around, and with his helmet lenses very wide, he looks somewhat satisfied and content. And he walks back outside as his eyes as his lenses turn a bit shadowy again, and he just looks to the group and goes, "Feels like home."
Mermaid.
And then he's gonna head back inside and close the door without saying anything else, and try to see if he can get like any leaves into the pile or like anything to make it more comfortable for Coralite when she gets back.
Like, Merman sort of angles and tries to look through the door, but I imagine there's not too much angle he can see in there. He's like, what?
Yeah, he like Sunder literally goes out, says that, and then as you try to peek in, he just looks over at you, backs up, and closes the door.
All right.
Salem's turn.
Yeah.
Salem, she points to a northward door.
I want to see the water guy's room.
Yeah. Salem actually opens the door and like holds it open for her dragon tail Lorr.
Let me see. I think I had a thing for this.
I'm just gonna assume Drowsa's in there just going fucking bonkers on that cliffside.
On Marcus territory.
Yeah, he's going nuts in there.
As you walk through the door, sunlight, although evening sunlight, shines on your face, and you walk through to also see a cave. But beyond that cave,
Cave buddies.
just
Cave slaves.
at the
Cave
foot
lesbians.
is a collection of springs. And it leads up to your domain, which is a nice mossy cave. Hold on a second. That is actually teeming with mushrooms.
You got shrooms?
You're not very high up, and although this actually seems to send a feeling of disappointment to Taelenor, or from Taelenor, seeing the springs actually seems to enlighten her.
Can I
There
say that I'm
is-
really stupid and I was literally envisioning some like fucking Sonic game shit? Okay, so we're both stupid.
Oh, jeez.
I figured it out very quickly.
I didn't.
literally
I
heard
just
voice
now
in my
figured it
head.
out. I just now figured out. I was like thinking of like big metal coils on the floor, and I'm like, is she gonna bounce up to her bed?
Okay, I knew I should have. Hot springs, you fucking morons!
Listen, we share one brain cell.
Oh my
Bleh.
God. You would see something like this at a almost bird's eye
Yeah,
view.
I get what you mean now. Like
And-
really pretty like waterfalls and.
And speaking of which, a waterfall leads down from the back of your cave and out. inside you actually have rooms that you are not lifted up off the floor like Tessara is. You have a little cave house where Taylor has her own little bathing area, it seems.
Salem is literally like, well, it's what you've been waiting for, and Salem is like actually just like starting to strip down as well, like getting ready to
close the door behind you.
He just,
Yeah.
no, Tess immediately just grabs the door handle and slams it shut.
Yeah, well, you know.
There's nothing to see. Let's keep
Taylor
going.
immediately goes to bathe in the waterfall that is in the back of her cave.
It's that military shower mentality. Let's just keep walking.
You know.
Time to get dressed or get washed. As the
Hey,
door
listen,
is
if
shut,
your cave wants to meet my cave later, you know where to find me.
as the door is shut,
Bumping caves. I'm sorry.
Savin. Okay, my God, Jesus Christ.
Just go. I'm sorry.
Savin turns to Merman and points to a southwestern door.
Okay. Merman will walk over and open it up. What's he see?
As soon as the door is opened, the sound of crashing waves is brought to Merman's attention. It's a pale, almost pale orange when he steps inside. It is visibly very warm in color, and I'm trying to find an image so that I can fucking do this properly, but as you step through, you see there is you are also in a cave. This seems to be the best kind of living for dragons. But, however, as you look outside the cave, the ocean is there. And the water seems to drift up and into your cave to make sort of a, I don't know, like a mounting block for your dragon. Here, I will post a picture that I am looking at.
Okay.
This, but bigger. And it leads to an exit of the cave. That has both an entrance to the top and an exit that is out the side of the cave. On your shoreline, platform, whatever you want to call it, there is a workshop for you to do whatever you need to do, and a room area. It is an open floor plan, but it seems like there's enough room for both you and your dragon to stay dry and or wet.
Yeah. Okay. That looks really sick. Merman kind of like just stops in the doorway and he's just looking at this, and he turns around to the lady and he's just like, what magic is this?
I don't think that's actually really something I should be telling you right now. Wait till you've lived a little longer in this, and if you survive, maybe we'll share some secrets.
The reward of living is finding out how your room works.
Yeah.
Sounds good
Alright,
to me.
I doubt I would understand the principles of it anyway. He just kind of like looks at looks at the doorway, like the arch, and he's like kind of walking in and out, just like really curiously, like how this works. But then he just shrugs and.
The more you enter it, in and out, you start to feel sick and dizzy.
Oh, okay, none of that. He'll walk into the room and he will call out to Azuma and just say, "You have to see this." Because Azuma didn't come. I didn't think. Right?
No, I don't think he followed.
Left his head in the trough.
As when you do that, though, it takes maybe a few minutes for him to get there, and there's a hissing noise as he enters the room, although
You hear him just like coming down the hallways, like for like a full minute, just crashing into.
yes. Just all that, his wings dragging across the floor, his claws
Yeah.
scraping against the stone. You just hear
Exactly,
him
yeah.
walking, and as he
here
sees
it
the
comes.
water, he makes a beeline straight for it, and Lazy Alligator slides himself straight into the pool.
Perfect. Yeah, and he'll walk in. I think he's gonna leave his door open.
Okay.
He's just gonna hang out and kind of look around. But he's leaving the door open. Like if anybody wants to converse, like it's still 4 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like still early in the day. It's like any people on the team who want to come in and talk, doors open.
So all 6 doors are like close to
There's more
each
than
other?
6 doors.
Oh, okay.
There's way more than 6 doors. It is like a compass of doors, a clock of doors. Yeah, there's a lot
Okay.
of them.
Gotcha.
I'll have to go back and remember which ones I pointed at, but once it appears that Merman and Azuma are made comfortable, she turns to you, Cyrus. All right, you're the last one.
Yep.
Western door, that way.
All right. I'll go over to it. Open the door.
And as he opens the door, he is blasted in the face with wind.
Oh.
When he steps out, it will almost seem as if he is on top of clouds.
Freaked me out so bad.
Disintegrated ash on the ground. Just poof.
The sun is beating down on him. He doesn't seem
You're
to
like
have...
that one burning baby meme. Like, you like turn into ash.
And if he looks around, he will see nothing but clouds and maybe the typical workplace station and a bed. If he walks, he doesn't fall.
Yeah. Zenith. You might want to make your way back and check out this room.
Zenith
think you're gonna
feels
like it.
closer now than she did before.
And he's just holding this plate of chicken with it. He's holding it the whole time.
And as you call her, the clouds burst into a wave of cloud, and out pops Zenith in a magnificent bolt. I don't know. I hate fucking words. God damn it. From underneath the clouds, she bursts forth, and there she is, like she was always there.
There you are. Here. And it'll just, like, with the plate, just launch it, like, the chicken up towards her.
Oh, right now I have to do a dexterity fucking good. That's 2. I don't want 2. I just want 1. Although she almost misses it, she does manage to catch it with a spike on her tail. Or she doesn't have a tail spike. With her tail. Just wrapping it around with her tail. And then landing in front of you. You will take note that that is probably where your, the edge of your room ends.
Okay.
So be mindful where you walk.
Uh-huh. Well, welcome to our room.
Welcome to your rooms. And with that, I think I'm going to end the session.
Yeah. We got
Alright.
Fair enough with me. It was a good session.
Yes?
Woo!
I like my room.
That was fun.
I like Sunder's room.